What's going on, guys? Welcome right back to another episode. I apologize for the inconsistent posting. Had a lot going on with work and some personal stuff, so actually I had a really bad toothache. So I'll just go ahead and tell you what was going on. I had the footage filmed for the last video, but I just did not feel like doing the editing. I was hurting, didn't feel like doing anything, so that's why we're about a week behind on that. So about the time I'm recording this footage, that the part one of this episode should be going live on YouTube. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. But here we are. We're back, right back at it. Today's Sunday. Trying to get some content in before I have to go back to work tomorrow. So if you remember about where we left off in the last episode, I was talking about getting these fuel tank straps cleaned up and painted. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna get these things cleaned up and try to get as much of this old paint off of here as I can, and we're gonna spray some fresh black paint on them. Stuffing this up with some Scotch-Brite just to knock any of the old loose paint and anything off of there that's not staying on very good. Not trying to get this thing like a show car, of course. So we just want to get it kind of roughed up where that paint will stick to it. It's amazing what you can do. Some Scotch-Brite, a little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of elbow grease, and some spray paint. You'd be surprised at how good you can make something look. The process is exactly the same as if you're painting a whole car. It's all about the prep work. The better you prep it, the better it's going to come out. So what I'm going to do now, I've got just some cheap Krylon Max gloss black spray paint. We're just going to put a light mist coat over these fuel tank straps. That'll give it a good little tack coat, and let that set up a minute, and then we'll come back with a heavier coat and get everything filled in. While these are drying, we'll start getting ready to put the fuel tank up in the car. Alright, we'll let that set up just a minute. Once that cures off, we'll come back with a heavier coat and flip them over and repeat the same process on the other side. Alright, I got my fuel tank straps painted. While I was waiting on that paint to dry, I went ahead and got my fuel pump assembly all fastened together inside of the hanger. So that's wired up, everything's ready to go. Went ahead, plugged it in, put a battery in the car, turned the key on, tested it, make sure the pump's gonna run. We're good to go there. So now we're just ready to put everything back in the car. About to get started on that right now. Strap's done there. Fuel pump ready to go. Got everything on there. As you can see, I got a bunch of extra wiring. I know y'all probably ain't gonna like how I did that, but that's okay. I wanted to keep all that extra wiring available in case I need to use it later on down the road, but it'll be just fine. So got everything pretty much ready to go, I think. So fixing to get under here. Got to put the new pads on the new tank. So got new ones of those right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all those put in, get my vapor valve put in. We'll be ready to go. All right, there we go. I got the fuel tank pads on here. Those are just rubber pads to keep the tank from rubbing up against the body of the car. Those are just pill and stick, just like the little gaskets in the gas door. Super simple. These are a little thicker, looks like, than what the factory ones were, but maybe those just shrunk over time, so we'll see. Hopefully that doesn't make it a pain to get this thing back up in there and get the straps back tightened up. So we'll see how that goes, but everything looks good so far. So I'm about to put the pump itself in, put the new sending unit in, and our vapor valve, and that's pretty much it. We'll be ready to set this thing back up in there, and hopefully here pretty soon we'll be firing this thing up. All right, I got my fuel pump in. Everything is fastened down, sealed up, ready to go. And I thought about one more thing that I wanted to show you with the fuel sending unit. You can see I got the fuel pump in there, ready to go. But I've got my sending unit laying here. Just wanted to show you something here with the float on that switch there. I'm gonna let that fall all the way down, which would be pretty much showing empty. And I've got it plugged into the harness, so I'm gonna do a quick test on the gauge up there and make sure my sending unit's working. Alright, so as you can see, the gauge is sitting there about a little over half a tank or so, 3/4 of the tank. I'm gonna turn the key on. You can see right there, falls down to empty. So turn it back off now. Now I'll move the float switch to about the I'm gonna say, I guess we'll say about halfway. Probably be about that halfway point, 3/4 of the way. We'll go in there and cycle it on again and see what it does. Well, you can see it's moving real slow. Showing just under half. Let me go move it up to all the way full. See what we got. That, oh yeah, so it must have moved when I set it back down. It went a long way. So now we should be showing a full tank. Let's see what we got. Yep, climbing up to full. So that tells me that that float system should be accurately reading the fuel level once we get everything back together. Here is everything assembled. Everything is on the tank. Got the new vapor valve in, got the new padding in, fuel pumps in, and the sending units in, all the new seals. And got the new grommet on the vapor valve, as you can see there. And we got the new grommet on the side of the tank where our filler neck goes in. So still got to put this gasket on underneath there, along with the new rubber boot for the filler neck up against the body of the car. So gonna put those two on, and this tank's going back in the car. Guys, I had to pull my fuel pump back out real quick, so I wanted to point this out so you don't forget it if you ever encounter this. But there's a little rubber seat that goes right here on the bottom of the pump. It just lets the pump rest down in the bottom of that bracket like that. So I realized I had left that out, so pulled it back out to put it on. So just wanted to show you that. I can save you a couple of minutes if you're doing yours. All right, the fuel tank is in. It was not easy. That thing fought me the whole way. There is a fuel tank strap stud kit on LMR's website. I think that kit would be extremely helpful in this situation. I don't know what it was. I guess because the fuel tank is aftermarket, not factory, but it didn't want to go in there. I had to put a floor jack up under the tank and basically just smush it up against the car just to barely be able to get about 2 threads started on the bolts where I could tighten them down. It was not easy. Shouldn't have been that hard. But anyway, I got it in there. It's done. It's over with. Everything is bolted back in. All the new gaskets are on. Got the filler neck ring bolted back in. All the screws are inside the gas door on the filler neck. All that stuff is back together. So I am now ready to put some gas in it and see if I can get the system primed up. We'll check for fuel leaks, and if everything goes good, we'll fire this thing off. So figured out what it was on the fuel tank straps. I think it was just a matter of I wasn't saying the right cuss words. I said some, but apparently it was the wrong ones, because got back down there and tried again and said some different cuss words, more aggressive ones, and got it done. So I think that might have been all it was. So, all right, guys, fixing to put some gas in this thing and cycle that key and test for fuel leaks, and I'm gonna bust this 2.3 off tonight. Got about 6 gallons of fuel in it. Hopefully that'll be enough for the pump to pick it up. If not, I may have to jack it up and get it off these ramps. About to hook the battery up, cycle this key, see what it does. Well, it's pumping. If it got all the air out on that one cycle, I'm going to cycle it a few times and make sure it gets a steady stream of fuel going through it. Everything back here looks pretty good so far. We'll cycle it a couple more times and check for leaks up front. Everything looks dry. I'm going to try to bust it off. There we go, guys. We got the little counterfeit coupe running. So that only leaves one thing. Only one question left. Will it smoke a tire? Well, I promised y'all some tire smoke. It's getting late. I don't know if I can get it done tonight. It's already dark, so you won't be able to see really good anyway. What do y'all think? Should we go ahead and pull it out there tonight? Put on a little smoke show? Honestly, I don't feel like it tonight. Yes or no? What are we gonna do? Nobody in their right mind will try to go out here and do a burnout on these tires. Notice I said nobody in their right mind. If anything goes wrong out here, y'all gotta come help me push this thing back if it breaks down. Whatever happens, this is all y'all's fault. Well, at least check the oil in this thing. Or maybe we won't swing a rod out the side of the block while we're out there. I think you kind of like that. Alright guys, we went out there and smoked a tire on the little coupe. Told y'all that's what we were going to do, and that's what we did. Wasn't very much of one. Lighting wasn't very good. It was nighttime just when it happened, but I didn't want to keep y'all waiting. So that was the biggest thing, is I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. We got the new fuel tank in, the new fuel system's going, working good so far. So that was the biggest thing I wanted to do. I knew I was going to end up parking that car for a little while. Still got the boat projects to work on. We got to keep that stuff going, and I've also got a couple of things I want to do to the GT. I got to get that thing back, get it back on the channel here, and do some stuff to it. So, but that was, like I said, that was the biggest thing on the little coupe. I wanted to get that thing to where I can jump in it and crank it up and move it around the yard if I need to. So that's exactly where it's at right now. So luckily I didn't tear it up out there doing a burnout, so that works out good. So now I can hop in that thing and fire it up and move it around out of my way wherever I need to do with it, and it's not sitting here stuck in one place. So that was the biggest thing I wanted to accomplish. So got that done, and appreciate y'all watching. Feel free to leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys on the next one.